Hey, it's Marco here from Fair Realty, Victoria, BC. So as expected, the Bank of Canada reduced the overnight lending rate this morning by 50 basis points. A couple of things I want to touch on. First of all, in July, I released a video on my YouTube channel talking about my personal mortgage renewal and why I was going variable. So in July, I decided to go variable. In August, my mortgage renewed. It's been great so far, nothing but rate cuts. At this point, as of this morning, my variable mortgage rate is lower than the best possible option I had for a 3-year fixed back in July. So depends a lot on your risk tolerance, but I think variable mortgages are going to make a bit of a comeback. You also have some great products out there where you can go variable, but at any time you can switch it over to a 3-year fix or a 5-year fix without penalty. And the banks often with these products are actually quite competitive when you do want to switch it over to a fixed rate. So not only can you follow interest rates down, but you can also secure a 3 or 5-year fix at any point. Now to the market in Victoria. So prior to this rate cut this morning, sales were up already more than 50% year over year for the month of October. Keep in mind, last year we were working with a very low baseline. I think this rate cut is further going to ramp up sales. I wouldn't be surprised if in November we were upwards of 60% higher in sales year over year. I don't think the rate cut itself is going to introduce a ton of demand into the market, but what we're working with here is simply a fundamental lack of supply. Yeah, inventory is up a bit around 3,200, but nowhere close to the levels I saw early in my career 12, 13, 14 years ago when we had over 5,000 listings. We're simply not building enough. This year, as I've alluded to in some of my previous videos this year, we're going to have the lowest number of single-family homes built in BC in the last 50 years. So we're not building enough. Interest rates are starting to come down. Specifically in Victoria, in terms of a potential recession, the reason interest rates come down is the economy slowing down. But Victoria, as probably most of you know, a lot of government employment, military, UVic, healthcare. It's a lot of large institutional employment that seems to weather recessions pretty well based on my previous experiences. So I don't think there's going to be a huge increase in demand, but even a small increase in demand as a result of interest rates coming down, it could potentially put pressure specifically on the single-family home market because the supply isn't going up. The supply is essentially fixed. We're building less and less single-family homes. More and more single-family homes are going to be torn down to buy multifamily. So any change in demand can actually have a disproportionate impact on the market. So at this point, I think the next couple of months, because we are heading into the winter season, I think prices for the most part will stabilize. Maybe we'll see an increase in sales volume, but who knows what happens come spring. If rates continue to come down, unfortunately, we could be back to multiple offer situations, 5, 10 offers on single family homes in Victoria. As a buyer, whether you want to take that risk or not, that's something you have to individually determine. That's it for this week. Marco Juras, Fair Realty.